Hi, yogis. Thanks for joining me. Today we have an empowering goddess flow. Goddess, also known in Sanskrit as Utkata Konasana, is a fiery pose that really helps build strength in the legs, but also helps ground us and root us and make us feel really stable and powerful. So let's get started. So we'll begin by sitting in a comfortable seat. I have a bolster underneath me to lift my hips a little bit higher. And you're going to want to have a couple of blocks by your side here. And for our practice today, you will want to have one blanket or maybe two, as well as your bolster or cushions or something. We're going to do a couple of poses that are restorative where we want to have some support underneath us. So make sure that you've got something available that you can help support your body when we're in supine poses, lying on our backs. So to begin, sitting in this comfortable seat, hands on thighs, you can have palms face up or down, whichever feels most comfortable to you. Lifting tall through the crown of the head, softening the gaze or closing the eyes if that feels nice. Just lifting tall, taking a nice big inhale, growing taller as you inhale, and then allowing the shoulders to drop on your exhale. You might want to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth if that feels nice. Adding a little vocalization to your exhale can be nice too, a little sighing. And now let's begin to lengthen those inhales and exhales, and let's keep the mouth closed and just breathe in and out through the nose on these. So nice big inhale through the nose, and then exhaling through the nose. Then try to lengthen these, making them nice and long and slow. And so going at your own pace, just continue inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And if you want to add on to this breath, you can hold for 2 counts at the top of each inhale and at the bottom of every exhale. So take a nice big breath in through the nose. Hold on to it before you start your slow exhale through the nose. So do a few of those at your own pace, and we'll meet up again in a natural breath in a few moments. And return to your natural breathing patterns. So we'll begin to cultivate our Ujjayi breath or victorious breath. This breath is really great when you're doing a flow because it will help you keep your awareness on your breath, but also help you sustain more challenging poses. And anytime that you feel you cannot maintain your Ujjayi breath, that is your body letting you know it's time to take a break and maybe just stand and walk in place for a minute or come down to your mat, and you can come into child's pose or come to Sukhasana, this pose, any way that you can just get your breath back to normal. So, and always remember to listen to your body in your practice, and if you feel like you need to take a break, please take a break. Don't push yourself beyond your edge, like there's this edge of where it's comfort and where it's challenging, but not uncomfortable. Not, you don't want to have discomfort, you don't want to have pain. So make sure you're staying aware of that and allow your breath to help guide you there. So if you really are running out of breath, that is your body telling you it's time to take a break. So listen to your body. So to cultivate your ujjayi breath, this is where you sort of tighten the back of your throat and you create the sound of the ocean. And it really doesn't have to be loud, just loud enough for you to hear it, to maintain it. It's okay if it's loud, but you don't have to try to make it loud. So on your inhale and on your exhale, just creating that nice sound. My cat is really interested in my attention right now. So keep working on that ujjayi breath. Nice inhales through the nose. And then exhale through the nose. Great. So let's bring the hands together at the heart. We'll take a big inhale and reach the arms overhead, sending your gaze past your thumbs. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Very nice. So now we're going to do some side bends. We're going to use these blocks here. So place your left hand on your block on your left side. Inhale, right arm overhead. And as you exhale, fold over your left side. Bring that forearm down to the block. Send your gaze up past your bicep. If that's comfortable, you can also look forward or down, wherever feels best for your neck. Reaching through those fingertips, elongating, rooting down through the right hip to make sure it doesn't pop up. Maybe opening the heart a little bit towards the ceiling. Just breathing comfortably. Nice long stretch here. Take one more big inhale here. Open the mouth, let it go. And then on your next inhale, rise up. We'll go to the other side. So right hand to the right block. Inhale, left arm up. And then exhale, fold over the right side, elongating through the fingertips, and you gaze up or in front of you, wherever feels comfortable. And again, rooting down through that left hip. Nice and long. Breathing comfortably here. Maybe opening the heart a little bit more to the ceiling. And let's take one more big inhale here. Open the mouth and let it go. And inhale all the way up. And hands come down to your sides again. Very nice. Let's do one more big inhale all the way up. And this time as you exhale, just hinge forward at the hips with a flat back. And then lowering down, bringing your hands down to the floor wherever feels comfortable. Just breathing here. Getting a little stretch of the outer hip. Should feel nice. Just breathing, and on every exhale, just allow your heart to just descend a little bit closer to your feet. No pushing or pulling, just allowing gravity to do the work. And then on your next inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands in. I'm going to switch the legs out. Inhale, lift the chest. Let's inhale and lift the arms as well. And on your exhale, fold forward, flat back, lowering your hands down. And again, just allowing the gravity to do the work. Just breathing here. Nice stretch of the outer hip. And on your next inhale, lift the chest, walk the hands in. Very nice. So we're going to come into a hands and knees pose. So just remove your blocks off of your mat. And if you're sitting on a bolster or blanket, just move that off as well. Coming down to hands and knees. So we want to make sure that your knees are under hips, wrists are under shoulders. And we have a flat back right now, but we're going to take an inhale. Lift the chin, lift the tail, allow the belly to sag as you breathe in. And then as you exhale, tucking the tail, tucking the chin, pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Let's do that again. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Inhaling again. Exhale. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhale. Coming back to hands and knees. So from here, we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So from this posture, you're going to walk your hands forward about 6 inches or so. Tuck your toes underneath you, behind you, and then press into your feet, lift your hips, and rise up, downward facing dog. So you might want to adjust your feet a little bit, pedal them out, walk your dog a little bit. Whatever feels nice. Press your chest towards your thighs. Maybe come up high on the balls of the feet. Maybe bend one knee really deep as you press the opposite heel down. Just take a few moments here to move around. Do what feels good. And then kind of settle into your dog. Maybe shake your head yes and no. Whatever feels nice. And then from your down dog, I'm going to bend your right knee down and swing your left foot forward, coming into a lunge pose, a runner's lunge. So you may walk your toes forward a little bit, lean forward, just breathing here. Hands on the thigh. And then if you're ready, you can inhale and bring your arms out like goalpost arms so that your elbows are the height of your shoulders. Drawing your elbows back, drawing your shoulder blades together, drawing your heart up, just breathing. Let's take one more big inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your hands down. Grab your blocks if you've got them. Oops. You're going to take them outside your thighs. So your left leg is straight. Your left toes are pointing up to the sky. You're not sitting on your right heel. You're floating above your right heel. And you're dynamically drawing your left heel and your right knee towards each other. Activating those legs. And just a tiny little bend in the left knee so that you're not pushing your kneecap back. And just breathe here. And take one more big inhale. And then on your exhale, walk the hands forward with your blocks. Bring them to the inside of your left foot. So you can stay right here. You can keep your toes tucked under your back foot or straighten them flat on the mat, whatever feels best. And you can stay right here with your hands on top of your blocks, arms straight, or if you'd like, you can come down onto your forearms. You can lower the blocks if that feels good. finding the level that best supports you. And then you can also roll onto the outer edge of your left foot and open that knee. You're keeping your pelvis lifted, not allowing it to sink. And just breathing here. Nice stretch of the outer hip. Take one more big inhale. And come back up with arms straight. You're going to walk your hands back by your thighs one more time. Lift those toes. Lifting the heart. And again, dynamically drawing your left heel and right knee together. Very nice. And then you're going to bring your left hand in. You're going to swing that left knee back. Come back to hands and knees. So from here, hands and knees, take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, push your hips towards your right heel. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hips towards the left. Back to center. And exhale towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. And if you want to turn this into a circle, you can certainly do that. Inhaling as you come forward. Exhaling as you roll back. Make sure to go both directions. And then when you're ready, just come back to a neutral spine. We're going to go back to our down dog. So walk your hands forward, tuck your toes under, lift your hips up. And then again, just find space in your dog, lifting onto the toes, pedaling the feet, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Just take a few moments here, breathing, enjoying this stretch. And then on your next exhale, you're going to bring your left knee down and send your right foot forward. Hands come to the top of your right thigh. Maybe inch your toes forward a little bit. Get a little stretch of the hip flexor on your left side. And just breathe here for a moment. And then when you're ready, you can bring your arms up to cactus arms. Elbows at the same height as your shoulders. Drawing the elbows back, drawing the shoulder blades together, lifting the heart. You can send your gaze up a little bit too if that feels comfortable. And just breathe. Take one more big inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend straighten your right leg. Bring your blocks on hands back by your thighs. Right toes point up to the sky. Micro bend in the right knee. And again, dynamically drawing the right heel and left knee towards one another. Lifting the heart. And just breathing here. And your hips are just floating over your left heel, not sitting. Just breathing. Take another big inhale here. And then on your exhale, bend into that right knee. Bring the hands in and blocks to the inside of the right foot. And so from here, you can stay right here if that feels best. You can also lower your arms down to your blocks. You can lower your blocks if that feels good. You can also come all the way down to the mat if that's where you're at. It's not where I'm at, so I'm not going to do that. And then you can roll onto the outer edge of your right foot and open that right knee. Should be feeling a really nice stretch of the outer right hip right now. Just breathing. Now let's take one more big inhale through the nose. And then as you exhale, you're gonna rise back up. Bring the hands back by your thighs. Straighten your right leg, right toes come up to the sky. Drawing the right heel and left knee dynamically together. Just breathing. Another big inhale here. And then on your exhale, bring both hands to the inside of the right leg. Swing the right leg back. Get your blocks out of the way here. Come back to hands and knees. Just take a moment, just wiggle it out a little bit. Maybe stretch one hip, the other hip, whatever is feeling really nice right now. And then we're going to go back to our down dog. Walk your hands forward, tuck your toes under, lift the hips, come into down dog. Just your feet wherever you feel comfortable. Just hanging out here in down dog for a moment. Breathing. We're going to move into our standing sequence. We're going to do that from our down dog. So from your down dog, you're going to bend your right knee, bring it back down to the floor. Bring your left foot forward. So I've got my right hand on a block here. I'm going to place my left hand on my left thigh, tuck my back toes under, rise up. So I'm here in this kind of a half crescent moon. I'm going to bring both my blocks around my foot, and you are welcome to stay right here if that feels good. Or you can bring your hands to your hips. And if you want from here, you can go back to those cactus arms or goalpost arms. And just breathing here. Now remember, if this is too much, just always come down here, hands on the blocks, wherever you feel best. Hands on hips or goalpost arms. Breathing. Take one more big inhale. And then as you exhale, bring your hands back down to your blocks. Put your weight into your left foot and step your right foot forward. Come to a forward fold. Bring your blocks in front of you. And just release into your forward fold. Maybe take your feet nice and wide. That feels kind of nice to me right now. And then just dangle. Maybe sway your hips from side to side. Whatever feels good. If you want to grab onto your elbows, you can do that. Just take a few moments here. Recover the breath. Doing whatever feels nice for you. you're ready, just step your feet a little closer together. They don't have to be touching or anything like that. Hands come to the tops of your blocks. Inhale halfway up with a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, sweep your arms wide, rise all the way to the top. Palms kiss at the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. Very nice. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. Very nice. So I'm going to face you for this. Do a couple of variations of mountain pose here. So from this pose, find your nice strong mountain. So I like feet about inner hips distance apart. So think about where your inner hips are, and then imagine straight down, that's where your feet would be. Hands come down to your sides. A little micro bend in the knees, just so you're not pushing the kneecaps back. And then firming the thighs, drawing your belly button up and in, softening the tailbone so you're not lifting the pelvis, sticking your tailbone out or tucking it under, just neutral. And then drawing your shoulder blades back and down, lifting the heart. You can bring the palms to face forward if that feels comfortable. Lifting tall through the crown of the head. And breathing. Very nice. So let's bring hands to hips. And then we're going to place all of our weight onto our right foot. So bringing your weight onto your right foot, your left knee becomes soft. And then start to lift that foot up, lift your knee up, and then take it out to the side. And bring it back to the center. And back out to the side. You're just breathing naturally right now. Don't have to make every movement with the breath here. And if you lose your balance, just touch your foot down like I did. And coming back to center. Back to the side. Back to center. Back to the side. One more time, back to center. Bring that foot down. So we're going to go to the other side. So all your weight now is in your left foot. You're starting to float your knee up. Bring that knee up. And then out to the side. Back to center. Out to the side. Back to center. Out to the side. Back to center. Out to the side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Bring the foot down. Very nice. So now we're going to do a similar thing. This time we're going to keep our arms out to the sides. So weight goes all the way into the right foot again. Start to float your left knee up. And then bring it out to the side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Go to the other side. All your weight in your left leg. Float your right knee up. Out to the side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. Side. Center. One more. And back to center. Bring it down. Very nice. Inhale and reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. I'm going to move back to the top of my mat. So from here, we're going to transition back to the other side of that crescent pose that we did. So standing nice and tall. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Hands come to your blocks. This time you step your left foot back and bring your blocks back around your right foot. Come up on the toes of your left foot. And then you can stay right here if that feels comfortable. Or you can bring your hands to your hips and lift your chest. And if you'd like to add on, bring those goalpost arms back. So drawing your elbows back, drawing your shoulder blades together, lifting the heart, sending your gaze up, and just breathing. Now let's take one more big inhale here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down. You're going to put your weight into your right foot. Step your left foot forward. Let's bring the blocks back in front. Again, coming to our forward fold. Just releasing. Breathing. Doing whatever feels nice. Swaying from side to side. You can grab onto your elbows. You can take your stance wider. Whatever feels good for you right now. Okay, so we're going to prep for our goddess pose here. So from this pose, step your feet nice and wide, really wide as your mat. And then you're going to take an inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to bend your knees and sink your hips, coming into Malasana pose. So in this pose, you can also place a block under your sit bones if you need a little bit of support. You can do 2 blocks, however many you want, whatever feels comfortable. And bring your hands to your heart. And just breathe here. Sinking into the pose. And let's take one big inhale here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down in front. You're going to lift your hips, straighten your legs. Maybe bring those blocks back in front of you. And then heel toe your feet in a little bit closer, coming to your forward fold. And again, just moving around, doing what feels good here. Releasing if that feels nice, if you want to hang. Always have a tiny bend in the knees here just to protect the kneecaps. And release. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms wide all the way up with a flat back. Palms kiss at the top. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're going to move to our goddess pose. Okay, yogis, welcome back. Let's come to the center of our mats. You're going to face me. I'm facing you. So hands come to hips. So right now I have my feet about hips distance apart. We're going to step nice and wide. So step those feet out a little wide. To start, we're going to do a wide-legged forward fold. So you want to have your heels pointing out, your toes pointing in just a little bit. They don't have to be exaggerated. And then from here, hands come to hips. Inhale, lift the heart. As you exhale with a flat back, you're going to hinge forward at your hips and then bring your hands down to the mat. You can also use blocks underneath your hands if that feels best. You can bring your forearms down, whatever feels nice. Just kind of hanging out here. So pressing your outer edge of your feet in to the mat. That will really help stretch these outer muscles right here, which are kind of hard to get to. So I love this stretch for that. And just breathing here. Taking a few moments before we move into our goddess pose. And then on your next inhale, if you had your arms on the floor, just bring them back up. It's coming to a flat back. So from here, you're going to turn your toes outward, so your heels are pointing inward. Bring your hands to your hips. Strong feet. Inhale, lift the heart, rise all the way up. Very nice. So my legs are a little bit too far apart to do goddess pose, so I'm going to step them forward, step them together a little bit, so you might want to do the same. So come with straight legs to begin. And then let's inhale, arms out to goalpost arms. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, just bend your knees, coming into a squat. And in this squat, in goddess, we're opening our legs wide. So pressing the knees and the thighs back. And so you might have to adjust a little bit and be careful because you might topple over like I was almost did. And then bring your arms back. Just breathing here, invoking that goddess warrior in you. Feeling strong and powerful. Grounding through the feet. Fierce. And let's take a big inhale, straighten the legs, bring the hands together at the top. Take a big inhale here. On your exhale, come back to your goddess squat. Very nice. Inhale back. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And hold here. Just breathing. Your thighs might be burning. Mine are. Just breathe. Couple more seconds. And then on your next exhale, hands come to hips, straighten the legs. Woo! Heel toe, the toes inward again, heels out. We're going to do one more forward fold. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Hands come down to the mat. Forearms to blocks if you like. Just hanging out. Whatever feels good. So you might have gotten your heart rate up during the goddess flow there. So we just want to calm the heart, calm the breath. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands back down to the mat, straighten the arms. We're going to step the feet in, coming to a forward fold here. And then we're going to come down onto our knees. And actually, we're going to come onto our backs. So to do that, we're going to do a Supta Baddha Konasana, which is a reclining bound angle pose. So you can do it without a bolster. You can do it flat on your back if you'd like to. I'm going to use a bolster. And I'm going to use a blanket at the top to rest my head. And straps out of the way, we never use those. We're going to bring our blocks. So sitting in front of your bolster here, bring your feet together like a diamond. Soles of the feet are touching. So you can put blocks under your knees, right like this. So I like having it on the edge like this. That way there's no, hard angle cutting right into your thighs. So you can stay here. If you have enough flexibility, you can not use anything there. You can also take another blanket, which I'll demonstrate here. So this actually is really nice. I like to do it this way. Take a blanket long ways, roll it up, and then, so you have this nice roll, you place it over your feet and then tuck the ends under your ankles. So that gives you a really nice, comfortable support. So that's my favorite way to do it. So that's how I'm going to do it. So from here, however you've chosen to do it, press your fingers into your bolster. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, with a flat back, fold down over your bolster, release your hands, and then release your hips. Get comfortable there on your bolster. And just arms out by your sides, palms face up. Just settling in here. We'll be here for a few minutes. Just resting here in this pose. So you should not feel any effort at all. You should be at complete rest. So in particular, you want to make sure that you're not using muscles to hold your legs up. So stick something under there if you're doing that. And then just soften into the pose. Just releasing everything. Getting comfortable. And let's take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. So bring your knees together, feet flat on the floor. Spread your feet wide, as wide as your mat. And then start to take the knees from one side to the other, just windshield wipering. Nice and gently. And then from here, on your next exhale, you're going to roll over onto your right side. And take a moment. You can rest your head on your bicep or on your bolster, whichever is closer and more available to you. Just take a moment here. And then when you're ready, I'm going to rise back up. And we're going to move to our next restorative pose, which is a restorative child's pose. So if you're using a bolster, keep that there. Maybe add your blanket. I really like a lot of height on my restorative child's pose, so I'm going to add another blanket and a block underneath it. So that for me is just really heavenly. And grab my block here. So how I do it is I place just a block under the top like so. And then bringing my knees around the block, or the bolster, sorry, the bolster. And so the bolster is really into my pelvis here. Take a big inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, just fold over the bolster and just release your arms around the bolster blocks, getting comfortable. Find for you whatever is the most comfortable and just hang out and enjoy it. And take a big inhale here and sigh it out. On your next inhale, push the floor away, lift the chest, and walk the hands in. Very nice. I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a nap. So let's do Shavasana. So I'm going to show you a variation of Shavasana that I really enjoy. It's basically a variation of legs up the wall, actually. So we're going to use our bolster and 2 blocks to create a tabletop, just like that. And you can have a blanket on the mat under you if you'd like. I'm going to just do it flat on my yoga mat. So to get into this position, and of course you can take a traditional Shavasana if you'd like, just lying flat on your yoga mat and releasing everything, arms out to your sides, palms face up. But I'm going to show you how to get into this one, which I really enjoy. So you want to lie on your side with your booty really close to your bolster and come down onto your shoulders, and then, whoops, I just knocked over my table. Okay, let me redo that. Okay, coming at this again, I rebuilt my tabletop. So come down on your shoulder and then bring your leg over the top. Rotate your hips so that you're flat on your back. And then bring the other leg up there too. So you might have to scooch a little bit, get comfortable. And then hands out by your sides, about a 45-degree angle from your hips, palms face up. And just release into the pose. Maybe take a few big breaths at the top. And then settle into a nice resting position. And just really be aware of releasing all muscle tension to really get the best benefits of Shavasana. Sometimes we're holding on to things and we don't even realize it. So just make sure you're letting everything go. And let's take a big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. If you'd like to stay here in Shavasana, please do so. But if you'd like to transition out of Shavasana, I will talk you through that. So let's begin to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. And on your next inhale, send your arms straight out in front of you and circle your wrists, circle your ankles, going in one direction and then the other. And then on your next inhale, send your arms all the way overhead, a nice long stretch from fingertips to tiptoes. And then on your next exhale, draw your knees into your chest. And if you'd like, you can grab onto the backs of your thighs and rock from side to side if that feels good. And then on your next exhale, just roll over onto your right side. Rest your head on your bicep. Take a couple of moments here. And then on your next inhale, just push the floor away and come up to a comfortable seat. Hey, yogis, so back in our comfortable seat, placing hands on thighs, palms face up or down, lifting tall through the crown of the head, and softening the gaze, closing the eyes if that feels comfortable. Just taking our focus to our breath, moving our awareness internally, and just thinking of that powerful goddess that we invoked in our practice today. And allow that energy to keep you motivated and going strong all day long, all week long. And always remember that you can call on that goddess energy whenever you need it. Let's bring our hands together at the heart. Press your thumbs into your ribs. Spread your fingers wide like you're sending your heart energy out to the world. Take a big inhale and lift the heart. As you exhale, bow your head to your heart with gratitude. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I hope to practice with you again soon. Bye.